Good morning, everyone. I'm Nina Held.
And I'm Stuart Held. Senior Moments is here every Tuesday at 11 in the morning. Keep us on your calendar to tune in. Our producer, Maria Stieglitz, is also in her usual seat in the studio. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning, Stuart. And
Tell us about today's show.
Oh, I will. Today, our show is with a person who is an actor, producer, director, editor, writer, radio host, and teacher. I am already out of breath. Matthew Berkowitz, welcome to Senior Moments.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm looking forward very much to this interview, Matt.
Me too.
You're
Yes.
a Long Island guy growing up in Plainview.
And I did a lot of plays, and I got to do the senior follies and write most of the senior follies, and I portrayed Frank Sinatra and sang some songs. It was really fun.
Oh, yes, it is always fun.
Well, I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were growing up, what television shows and movies influenced your decision to become an actor and a filmmaker?
Well, when I was a kid, for me it was The Odd Couple.
Yeah.
There was
By
nothing
the
like.
way, we have to recognize he's not an old kid; he's a young kid.
Yeah, I'm a young man of 50. But I just recently had at the Cinema Arts Center as my guest David Klugman, Jack Klugman's son.
Yeah.
Yes, and he is just the best. Looks just like Jack.
Really?
Looks just like him, and he is just a really brilliant, beautiful person, and he is a brilliant painter.
See.
Brilliant.
So, Matt, you have really taken on so many roles in the filmmaking process. You've been a producer, you are a director, you're a writer, you're an editor, and you're an actor. So give us an idea of how your career evolved.
You know, I went out to California, and I didn't go out to L.A. I went out to San Francisco first for the public broadcasting channel. I remember having to recut I, Claudius, which is one of my favorite series.
Yeah.
I learned how to edit from Spike Lee's editor, who worked there, and other editors, great editors. For SUNY Purchase, we had Ralph Rosenblum, who edited most of Woody Allen's films.
Really?
They make one film camera, I think. Ari makes one film camera. It's out.
Ari,
Yeah,
Ariflex.
Yes.
My sister worked for that company.
Oh, really? I wish I knew. I could have got a deal. And I started doing my own thing, and I did an off-Broadway play called Java Stories, and we did it everywhere. And I had two fellow writers that I hired, one of which went on to write Birdman, the film.
That was some film.
Great
with
film.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, because it's been so intense. It took 10 years for me to make that documentary. I did.
We're here with Matt, and we're getting back to talking about, as he mentioned, Sam Schoenfeld. Now, first of all, you did the Sam Schoenfeld story, which you called Play It Again, Sam.
Played Against Sam,
And
the Sam Schoenfeld story.
Who is Sam Schoenfeld?
Sam Schoenfeld is the father of my doctor, but who he is, who he is to the world, is a legend, one of the best players of his era.
What?
He's compared to Nat Holman in 1920s and 30s. He was the yardstick player of his time before there was the NBA and big-time basketball.
So basketball. Okay,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Sam, he was an amazing official and founder of the CBOA, the Officials Association. He was a referee, so he was a player, coach, referee, announcer. Rick Simons and Landon Reagan, and basically they saved me, and with money and their skills. He's an editor, Rick, and a filmmaker, and he's an Academy Award nominated cinematographer. So, they helped me to do that, and basically I got to speak to Sam's relatives and his students.
So then what drew you to this story?
It was the man's tenacity, the man's stoicism, the man's complete kindness towards an interest in other people who he saw talent in. If he believed in you, he would help you.
Senior Moments with Stu and Nina is back with our guest of today, Matt Berkowitz. And We were talking about, and we'll continue to speak about his documentary, Play It Again, Sam, which is about Sam Schoenfeld. It took him 10 years to do. And I just have to make one little comment about the tenacity and the strength that he showed in actually taking this to its completion. So you are to be congratulated.
Thank you. No, we compared it to the writer of the book would say, I think of you as Sisyphus.
Sisyphus, pushing the boulder up the hill.
Yeah. Thing is, what's true about all filmmakers, it's something I think that you need to do, not even so much that you want to do. It's something that you have to do it. I've been involved with Cinema Arts Center for over 30 years. Oh. I worked for them, raising money because it's a nonprofit organization. And I started a show in 2012 called An Evening With, which I would pick a guest, an artist, an actor, a director, someone like that, mix it up, sort of like a hip actor studio. I decided my first guest would be Dean Haspiel. He was my first guest. He's an Emmy Award winner. He's a comic book artist. He worked with Jonathan Ames, Stan Lee. He's just a really amazing artist and storyteller. And when we had him, I was kind of, if you look at you could see it if you look on YouTube, there's An Evening With Dean Haspiel, Matt Berkowitz, me.
Oh, you know something? We have to do that. An Evening With.
Yeah, and you could see I'm in awe of his work. He's just really just a real phenom. Also, I recently had David Klugman was my guest there. And it was about Jack Klugman, his dad. So it was really amazing. And like I wanted to mention, KlugmanStudios.com if you'd like to check out any of his phenomenal, gorgeous artwork. KlugmanStudios.com. There's a sequel coming that but it's not to the film. It's about the making of the film. It's called Saving Sam.
Saving Sam.
And the two guys that bailed me out, like I mentioned, Rick Simons and Landon Reagan, are both directing the film, and it's about my life.
Oh.
My entire life, the good, the bad, the ugly.
The ugly and the warts.
My debauchery, all the good stuff and stuff like that, and my work and my dreams, my heart, my soul, no lies, the whole shebang, and the making and the misery. And
it sounds something that we can suffer.
Yeah, well, we just wrapped after 10 years of shooting of this.
Oh.
So it's finally been wrapped.
A heck of a story which we had no idea before. And knowing that your documentaries take a lot of money to put together and
all
money is
documentaries
always
do, right.
the discussion of money.
Right.
We have a song to go and take us to the end of the show. But first,
money.
That's correct. And
I hate to leave this interview because I really am. I'm absolutely fascinated.
I hate to leave you guys too. I love you.
But I do have to thank you. Thank you
Thank you for
very
having
much.
me. I had so much fun.
I'm so glad. And we thank Dale, who always gives us great music. And we thank Chris and his partner today.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes. And
Stu,
thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
And, of course, thank you, Maria. Yes. So are we going to have Money Makes the World Go Round, the World Go Round?